we are live. Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Eddie, and we are back with another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Okay, so... hang on. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, that's looking good. Load. So, where were we last time? Right here. Okay, we were going to buy, we're at the city with Lily. I will do a very rapid sound check, and then we will get going with the thing. Okay, everything looks good. Let's get started. Why are you not going sideways? There we go. Bored of standing in place and watching the television in the window shop, I put myself away from the tacky display with little effort. Let me bring the mic in a little bit closer. After living at Yamaku, the city seems like an entirely different world. Oh dear god, that is loud. Even on my end with the headphones. No running in the halls, calm and ordinary conduct is to be used at all times in the classrooms. Students are to exit rooms after checking both directions for oncomers. Elevators are reserved for movement-impaired students. Single file on stairs. Compared to such strict, almost regimental standards, the city's shopping arcade may as well be a strange country. While the school may have its fair share of hustle and bustle during the festival, the outside world is much different. It's strange. Having lived in the metropolitan city before my accident, this should feel more natural than Yamaku and the surrounding town ever could. Yet it feels foreign, somehow. The elevated walkways and tall buildings, each adorned with billboards taller than any three people, don't do anything to distract me from the passing crowd's reactions. Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, the other holding her cane, which taps on the ground with a metronome-like steadiness. Looking over to her, that neutral smile of hers still holds. Having only seen her in her school uniform, I'd not have recognized her as she sat on a bench waiting for me to come, if not for her cane propped up against it and her distinctive hair. I can't tell whether they're glancing at her due to her height, her foreign looks, her obvious blindness, or all three. Not that any of those would make the situation any less uncomfortable than it is. Yeah, oh my god, that... ow, my ears. Do you have any idea of where to look first, Hisao? Her soft voice breaks me out of my line of thought. Hisao, can you not stand a little bit further away from the car? Can you two... oh, I guess it is a city. Well, who knows, maybe the streets are really narrow. Her soft voice breaks me out of my line of thought. I can't imagine that she's failing to notice the attention she garners, but she seems unfazed by it. I get the feeling she's the type to enjoy walking outside, so she might be used to it by now. Not really, this is my first time in the city, I've got no idea where to go. She furrows her brow in thought, planning a route for us to take, and then come to think of it, a way to communicate it. Something I've noticed in the time I've been with her is how when deep in thought, she lacks close to any form of body language to show it. Her expression may change, but not a hint of movement shows. She seems to have little in the way of sweeping physical gestures in general, though, so I presume it's part of her reserved nature. Is there a large electronics store near here? I take a quick glance around, finding mostly clothing stores. After a few seconds, I notice a store that right through sign some distance away that fits her description. Yep, it's just a bit ahead of us. Should we go in that direction? Thankfully, it's just the information she needed. With the nod we start off and head towards Lily's unknown destination, landmarks being our guide. Oh, lovely. I just had a bit of ice cream myself just a moment ago. Here you go, one vanilla, one chocolate. Also, fun fact, did you know that plain ice cream can actually be yellow? That's what you call milk ice cream, sugar ice cream, milk ice cream, whatever. Have any of you ever had sugar or milk ice cream before? I doubt it. Here you go, 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate. I hand the money over the counter and take the cones to the railing that Lily's sitting on. I can't believe I let her trick me like this. She not only led me to an ice cream stall, but also got me to buy her some. At least she gave me the money for hers. Sure enough, she's patiently waiting where I left her. I guess she was planning on making the day an event, rather than a simple shopping trip. She was planning on making the day an event, rather than a huh. Aww. Oh, okay. Aww. I call out to her and slowly place the vanilla cone in her outstretched hands, being careful to make sure she has a good hold of it before letting go. Oh, that is adorable. At least her tastes are fairly normal. I was worried she'd ask for some weird flavor when she first asked. What flavors do they have? Here's a change. It's okay, keep it. I moved to protest, but I realized the futility of doing so over such a small amount. I slipped the coin into my pocket, supplementing my meager allowance ever so slightly. Lily shows no sign of wanting to get up, so I take a seat beside her and start eating my own ice cream. Summer weather's nice. Hopefully it'll hold out for a while. You too. I'm beginning to think I'm the only person who prefers winter. I like winter too, honestly. I contemplate her statement for a long moment. Yeah, I think you might be. Oh, okay. This is a Lily Route exclusive. It draws the intended reaction. She's cute when she's pouting. Still, I can't imagine what's so good about winter. You can't go out without bundling up and you still freeze anyway. Well, as much as I prefer the sensation of... Well, to be fair, I live in San Diego, so it's been a while since I felt... I think it's been a while since I felt true cold, but... if you bundle up well enough, it's not that bad. The heat. You can't beat the heat, though. You gotta turn on the AC or get a fan or something. Like, it's a lot harder to beat the heat than it is to beat the cold. Beating the cold is easy. I used to live further north, where... Oh yeah, you're Scottish. Where there's plenty of snow to play in, so it's a little nostalgic. I don't like the heat very much either. At least you can wear a skirt, so don't complain about that. She gives an amused giggle as we both get back to finishing off our already melting cones. God. I idly sit and watch the crowds go by as we eat, catching bits and pieces of conversation. Looking to Lily, cute! I see her dutifully licking her ice cream from the top downward, blissfully unaware of the fact that it's beginning to melt. It's melting. Where? Down a bit? She lowers her mouth from the top of her cone, but has no idea exactly where the ice cream's dripping. The falls is a game of guiding her left and right until she finally finds it. To any onlooker, it must seem absolutely bizarre. A girl with her eyes closed turning her cone over and over as a guy next to her gives her instructions. A strange variant of childhood blindfold games, maybe. In good time, we finally finish our treats and while away the time conversing casually. Ooh. Hot mid-sentence, Lily perched her head in her trademark manner. It's an unmistakable sign that something's caught her attention. Ah, what is it? Is Akira somewhere over there? I think I heard her. I raise an eyebrow as I look in the direction she's facing, somewhat doubtful of her ability to pick out Akira's lone voice in the din. Ah, there she is. Sure enough, though, a blonde girl in a suit can be seen through the tiny gaps between people walking every which way. I raise a hand and wave, trying to catch her attention. Sato! Hey, Sato! She stops in her tracks and looks toward me, evidently noticing my calls. As she does, I know someone walking beside her. I can't get a look at whoever it is, though, before the two begin walking towards where we are. As they reach us, Lily and I stand and dust ourselves off. Akira? Aww. Aww. Hey, you two. You guys are adorable. What? Oh. Okay. She nods towards me, a gesture. Well, hello again! A gesture which I quickly return. My gaze shifts towards the young girl next to her, and her eyes meet. As they do, Akira plops her hand onto her head, a move which doesn't seem to faze her. I don't believe we've met. We have. Just not in this timeline. I'm Hideaki. Pleased to meet you, he saw. A guy's name, huh? Guess I dodged a bullet there. He bows, somewhat restrained by Akira's hand being on his head. Oh, Hideaki's here too. Are you well? Akira's been taking very good care of me, thank you. Akira grins as if to affirm the point and rubs his head hard, dragging it around in a circular motion. His dreary face during this is somewhat amusing. Uncle's out on business again, so I'm taking him around town for today. The little 3 face. Buddy. I prefer to be spending the day on a date with my boyfriend, but... You know, I actually suspected that it could have been Akira's boyfriend, but I didn't know you had one. Well, now we do. Hideaki gives a cough to try and redirect Akira's thoughts. That expression! Oh my god. As he does, though, I find myself wandering. Find mind wandering. They're related. And further, as first cousins, I suppose that explains why she's taking care of him. In any case. Come to think of it, Hideaki, how do you know my name? Akira told me, being a Yamaku student, I suppose you're disabled in some way. Wow, straight to the point. Not everyone in Yamaku's disabled. I only learned a handful of days ago. I give silent thanks to Shisune and Misha for their stream of information about how the school works. Because of them, I found out that since the school will accept practically anybody suffering from non-mental disabilities, it doesn't discriminate against healthy people either. I guess if you live nearby. It seems unlikely that many in good health would enroll there, though. While the standard of education is pretty high, it's extremely isolated and much focused on helping disabled students. You're dodging the question. Damn, he's sharp. Before I could say another word, though, he decides to take a stab at it himself. If I were to... What? How? How? If I were to call it myself, your heart. Akira looks mildly curious at me. Her interest peaked as well. That sure was a lucky guess. How did you... You show no missing limbs or deformity, so external disabilities are out. Oh, we got Mr. Detective over here. Considering the lack of any strange mannerisms, it's also unlikely that you'd have any mental disability. Yamaku doesn't take mentally disabled students. I know. Leaving that aside, the only possibility left is that of internal disabilities. I didn't know which one you might bear, so I guessed correctly as it turns out, and your reaction confirmed my guess. More than a little bemused, I look to Akira. She grins and shrugs, obviously taking some enjoyment out of her partner's deductions. He's sharp, yes, but more than a little unsympathetic. Logical, but lacking in tact. His attitude reminds me of Shizune, in a way, as do his looks. Oh, buddy. I ask why you're staring at me. Surely I'm not that unusual of a specimen. Does he know how unusual he looks? I could overlook the spats and clothing as just being incidental, but the ribbon in his hair really is too much. That is entirely beside the point, though. Sorry, you just remind me of someone. Akira gives him a sharp jab with her elbow. Told you you're not that much different from her. He calls into his hand to try and maintain an upright and serious demeanor. I see you've met my sister then. Perhaps my full name might help you. I'm Hideaki Hakamichi. You're probably thinking of my sister, Shizune Hakamichi. Oh, so he's Shizune's brother. Wait a minute. If Hideaki is a son of Akira's uncle... Oh my god, hold on. Hideaki is a son of Akira's uncle, and Shizune is a sister. That means Shizune and Lily's fathers are brothers-in-law. Therefore, Lily and Shizune are first cousins. Lily grunts in an uncharacteristically restrained manner. The reaction earns an amused smirk from her sister. The enmity between the two just took on another meaning. I simply thought it makes a matter of difficulty of communications between the two, but a family feud makes things a lot more complicated. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. She gives a half-hearted shrug. She mustn't give as much weight to the two's conflict as I do. Well, that's how it is. What are you two up to anyway on this fine day? We're shopping for Hanako's birthday present. The day will be coming soon, so this is the last chance we'll have before school starts again for the week. Akira makes a strange face, as if Lily had just said the sky wasn't blue and the clouds not white. Isn't her birthday on the 10th next month? Yes, why? Is something wrong? Akira's face seems to collapse. It's an utterly unbefitting expression for someone so rowdy and headstrong. The folks didn't call you yet. As Lily shakes her head cluelessly, I look to Hideaki if he knows anything about this. A simple shrug is his only answer. For a moment, Akira ponders what to do before smiling once again. The fact that she could hide her emotions so quickly and effectively is unsettling. Hey, Shorty, sorry, could you hang out with Hisao for a while? He nods and waves her off, Akira placing an arm on Lily's shoulder as she guides her away and out of earshot. And so I'm left alone with Shorty. So, nice weather, isn't it? It seems so. I guess they dumped us. Indeed. What a farcical attempt at small talk. I've got no idea how to talk to this guy, and his robotic responses aren't helping. Blood and a stone come to mind. Without another word, he begins to rock his feet, in an obvious gesture of boredom with this discussion. He really is like a little kid, despite his serious demeanor. Suspecting the conversation over, I decide to accomplish what I came here to do in the first place. I'm going to search for a present. Coming? Not much else to do. In a little while, we come up to a small shop beside a convenience store. Is this place? For once, the store windows aren't filled with electronics and computer games, but dolls, stuffed bears, and all manner of wooden crafted oddities. Othello's Antiques? An antique store? Well, I guess if there's anything in this town that suit Hanako, I guess it'd be here. Reach for the old-fashioned looking handle, but I pull back at the last minute as I realize my companion's gone adrift. Not coming in? I'll just be in the newsstand for a while. Don't mind me. His voice makes it painfully clear he has zero interest in what's in the store and that he doesn't feel obligated to follow me. As he wanders off without another word, I push the thick wooden door and enter the store. A bell above me ringing out. The musty smell of old books and wooden shelves is distinctly anachronistic. I look at the counter beside the door. The graying man behind it sits there, silently reading a tattered book. He certainly fits the look of the place. Slowly wandering through the aisles, the person I'm reminded of as I inspect each handcrafted or imported oddity in turn isn't Hanako. Crouching down, I examine the ancient oak desk beside the shop window. At least 30 dolls, all varying wildly in size and make. The only similarity between them is the long Victorian dresses they wear. I turn the price tag of one that looks to be about waist height. It's not in my price bracket at all. I do the same to each of them, getting more and more depressed as they get smaller and smaller in size. That is, until I reach the very smallest one. It's affordable, yet of quality make and with long auburn hair and a little blue dress. Yeah, it turns out he can reach his conclusion on his own without Lily. I decide it's the kind of present Hanako would appreciate, pretty looking and far from gaudy. As I carefully pick it up, I decide to keep looking around the store. I'm not sure whether it's because I like the atmosphere or out of simple curiosity. Peeking around the corner before I go to the next aisle, I see that the shelves in this one are stocked with wooden toys from toy cars to intricate automatons. Tucked behind a line of nutcrackers, I notice a plain wooden box. It feels surprisingly light as I pick it up with my free hand. Whoa! The lid only needs the smallest movement to pop open, the little metal drum inside beginning to rotate immediately. For a second on end, I simply stand there listening to the palm-sized melody. As it plays, I take the tiny price tag in my fingers and bring it up to my face, the minuscule cursive writing taking some effort to read. It's affordable, sort of. Grimacing slightly, I close the lid and make my way to the counter with doll and music box in hand. Hey, this guy again. Hello. When I lay the two on the counter, the man behind it sits up and takes stock of them. He doesn't hide well at his surprise at someone of my age He doesn't hide very well his surprise at someone of my age buying them. It's painful, but when I hand over the money for the two and leave the store with It's painful, but I hand over the money for the two and leave the store with a small opaque bag in hand. Hideaki being there takes me by surprise. Oh, hi. I thought you'd be at the newsstand. Akira gave me a call. She's waiting for us at the fountain with Lily. At least that solves the issue of trying to find them again. We head off back to the fountain. Hideaki's immaculate posture and presentation, despite his appearance, makes for a strange contrast even as we walk. Lily and Akira stand there waiting for us, their faces hard to read. Hey there, you ready to go, shorty? Hideaki's mood seems to improve as he rejoins her. See ya, Lily, Hisao. Tell Hanako I said happy birthday. Aww. Lily, what's wrong? We will. Bye. Goodbye, Akira. And with that, the two disappear into the fractas of the afternoon city crowd. Turning to Lily, I know she's carrying a small bag. It's now I realize why her disposition felt different from before. While Lily's typically the type to wear her emotions on her sleeve, her expression and tone are clouded and difficult to read. It's more than a little off-putting, but given the effort she's making to hide her emotions, I doubt she wants to be cornered on why she's feeling this way. Already bought Hanako a present? Yes, have you? Yeah. Shall we head back to the bus stop then? Okay, there should be a bus back to Yamako pretty soon. And with that, we begin to walk. It feels strange compared to before. Lily's hand on my forearm feels unusually tense and the whole atmosphere is extraordinarily awkward. The silence continues for a long while. I really don't like seeing her like this. Hanako's birthday party is going to have to be held earlier. Is the 4th going to be alright for you? I have no other possible obligations anyway, so I reflexively nod. Only afterwards do I remember that doing so is pointless and quickly answer by speech. She tries to collect herself, a task that looks almost pitiable in how plain it is to see how distant her thoughts are. Sorry, Hisao. You said the bus would be coming soon, right? That's right. Now that she says that, I have an idea. Actually, do you have anything to do later today? I don't believe so. Why do you ask? This is a point where I'd normally take your hand and rush you somewhere, but even with that, you'll have to promise to trust me, okay? Oh. You take her hand and gently lead her on, her distant face replaced by one of mild surprise and curiosity. As a waitress sets the cup of tea and cup of coffee that I've ordered onto the table, I thank her before she takes her leave. Truth be told, I really lucked out in finding this cafe. I didn't really know where I was going, rather I was just looking for any cafe that looked relatively nice. Having managed to recover a little, Lily tentatively sips at her cup as I take a long gulp of the coffee in front of me. As you notice, her face lights up when she realizes what flavor it is. Ah, this is wonderful. Hisao, how did you know that this was... I'd asked for a French vanilla black tea. Whoa! That sounds... Whoa! Fancy, that sounds tasty! Hedging my bets, it would be her favorite flavor, or at least one she liked. While I don't really know much about tea, it sounded like one she might appreciate. On the basis of her liking vanilla ice cream, a tea connoisseur I definitely am not. I mean, vanilla ice cream's good. Lily, good taste, Lily, good taste. Good taste. It was a lucky guess. You really like tea, don't you? She puts her tea cup down and gives a tiny nod, that familiar small smile thankfully perched on her face once again. Drinking tea is calming, I think. With the amount you drink, are you sure you're not addicted to it? Caffeine addiction is pretty common nowadays. Did I ever say it wasn't? Honestly, I do like tea. It's not like my favorite drink, but I enjoy tea. It's like I'd say like a casual tea hobby. It's not like anything intense, you know. She lets out a giggle as my head drops. Be all of our vices, I suppose, and there are worse things to be addicted to. Yeah, that's true. French vanilla black tea, huh? I'll have to remember that. I'll have to remember that too. I want to try that. That sounds good. For a while, we both silently drink. It's comforting to have someone like her nearby in such new surroundings, even if it's just the two of us sitting in silence. I begin to wonder if this feeling is the same for her until she sets down her cup. Hisao, do you mind if I ask you a slightly odd question? By the way, I know this looks like a regular sprite, but I'm pretty sure this is brand new to this route as well. I'm just saying. That depends on the question, I guess. I was wondering what your favorite color is. Everyone has one, after all. I almost replied before realizing why the seemingly mundane question is actually quite strange. My favorite color, but... Oh, oh, cute. Oh my god. She's like the fancy lady type, but then she like gives a really childish smile. Oh, I love that. I love that. I fucking love that. She gives a pouting look, waiting for me to answer anyway. While the answer seems unavoidably wasted on her, there isn't any harm in giving it. I'd always had a thing for green. I'd say that's my favorite. That's mine too, actually. Green, is it? What things do you think of when contemplating that color? I suppose grass, fields, and trees in the summer. The army as well, with camouflage. Men always seem to like the military. What? They're cool. I mean, although to be fair, when it comes to the military, don't get me wrong, I actually think gray seems like a lot cooler color. Or if we're going pretty modern, right? Like before World War I. I'm very impartial to blue. I like blue. Blue uniforms, right? Blue uniforms are nice. When it comes to modern, I think gray is a pretty neat, a dark gray is a pretty neat color. It's kind of associated with evil, I know, but honestly, it's a very good camouflage color, and especially in urban environments. And green is all right, but green is all right. It's better than the beige, the beige uniforms U.S. military seems to enjoy wearing these days. Yeah, I think green's a lot. Green is cooler than beige, in my opinion. But that sounds like a very nice color. And of course, oh god, you guys don't know what my wallpaper is. It's hold on. It's this castle in Germany, right? And it's just, there's a small town in the background, and there's just a ton of greenery. This is my desktop wallpaper. You guys can't see it. Maybe you guys are gonna be able to see it in different things someday, but yes, honestly, if you go to some of my older videos, you can see what my wallpapers are like. Because back then I was a bit more amateur, and I wasn't afraid of like showing the inner workings of the video and stuff. But generally speaking, you guys don't see that stuff these days. Yes, in the background, very like very lots of green, green and blue. Sounds like I don't know why I went off on this random ass tangent. That sounds like a nice color, a very nice color. But yeah, honestly, as you get older, like things like favorite colors really stop mattering, because in my opinion, the color doesn't matter so much as how that color is used. But for Lily, I could definitely see why. By the way, I just realized, is Lily Christian? Like, she's got a little cross. She nods her head a little, as if approving of the choice. Considering I formed the concept of colors to her mind, labeling by association seems reasonable enough. If everyone has a favorite color, then what's yours? White. I'm told that's a color of snow and ice cream. You're no better than me if you only like that color because of a favorite food. I guess white is nice too, though. What? Trees are nice. Grass is nice. Speaking of colors, it'll be dark soon. Let me help you up. Ooh, a gentleman. Oh. Yeah, I'm kind of cool like that. What can I say? Lily offers her hand, which I take in mine to help her up from her seat at the table. Its softness compared to mine takes me off guard, as I'm really not used to such casual contact. I mean, I know Lily's associated with the color yellow, but it's like, because you know how everyone in this game, but I guess Amy already is kind of yellow. Amy's yellow. Anako's purple. I guess Lily's green. Rin is red, and Shizune's blue. I guess Lily would be white in that case instead of yellow, since it kind of overlaps with the Amy. If we had two yellows. And Hisao's green. Hence his name. Or hence the color of his name. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mind to help her up from her seat at the table. Its softness compared to mine takes me off guard, as I'm really not used to such casual contact. Doesn't seem to bother her at all, though. While it seems obviously why, it feels like just one more ladylike aspect to her. Oh, she's like a lady, a fancy lady. Oh. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. It's honestly, the fancy lady is such a peak archetype, I just want to say. Peak archetype. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. Don't worry, I'll pay for this. Oh, he saw. Oh, gentleman here. Oh, thank you, he saw. I mean, if she's acting like this makes me wanna, you know, you get what I'm saying, right? It's like, people sort of like seem to mirror each, like, when you're with another person, You kind of influence one another's behavior, right? So Lily acting all like lady like this because maybe that's why Hisawa wants to like you get what I'm saying. I can't blame you, buddy. I would too. She gives an earnest smile at the gesture, a reward much greater than that of her words. Man. I just realized, speaking of military uniforms, I'm wearing a white one. A white uniform. By the time it's, I don't think this would be, oh, fun fact, did you know that the Austrian army wore white uniforms during the Napoleonic Wars? I don't know why I felt the need to say that, I just kind of did. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. We make our way up the hill in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly, probably because of the day's events. While I'm still concerned over Lily's withdrawal nature after meeting with her sister, the fact that I managed to cheer her up even slightly feels like a personal victory. But it feels like the air between us has changed. Maybe it's only a little bit, but it's something I don't think either of us realized before. That was a date, wasn't it? Oh. It doesn't elude either of us, the questions I answer being so self-evident and as to be rhetorical. Awkward as it may be, I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't know what it is. I certainly can't be sure, but it feels like something a little more than friendship. Understanding, empathy, searching for words to adequately describe it is difficult. Nonetheless, would you like to do this again sometime, Lily? Without shopping for Dang! Okay. Whoa! Slight blush. I see that. The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily as before. Her pale skin makes the rosy tint of her cheeks just slightly more noticeable, and her face, though still pointed to the street ahead, lowers just a little. Cute! Okay. Cute! Dang. I like this. I like this a lot. I walk down the hall of the girls' dormitories, my school bag in hand. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of a small box. I've been carrying the box in there for a while now, still not sure what to do with it. This whole situation, come to think of it, is bizarre. Well, I've known of Hanako's upcoming birthday party for a while now. I had no idea of exactly what the celebrations would be until I found a single note left in the abandoned tea room earlier today. I hold it up and read it again, double-checking the instructions. The plain black handwriting is fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to considerable effort and care. We're holding a party at my place. Please come at the 6 o'clock to room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for notifying you this way, but I have class representative duties. Lily Sato. Not reassured, I continue walking down the hallway until I reach Lily's dormitory room. I hesitate for a second, but eventually give 3 sharp taps on the door. A brief and muffled exchange of words can be heard from the other side. Listening closer, I could just pick out Hanako and Lily's voices. As he finish, Lily calls out, "Might that be Hisao?" "Yep, I got the note you left for me." "You can come in, the door's unlocked." "No wine today." Glad that I managed to get the right room. I press down on the handle and let myself in. As the door swings open, my greeting to them is stolen from my mouth. We get to see this again. Hell yeah. Lily sits at a low table in the center of the room in her pajamas, while on the other side sits Hanako in a nightgown. Being dressed only in my normal school clothes, I feel quite out of place. I steal a quick glance at the lovely side of the two, my eyes tearing themselves away from Lily's long, thin, and pale legs with only a measure of reluctance. Hi, I think I brought everything that was needed. She smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. The thin, dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her, accentuating both her eyes and her curves. Ooh la la. The look of her last night, that tentative and almost shy demeanor, seems all but replaced by her coy nature. It's nice to see her confidence return, though. I can't help casting my mind back to how she looked back then. I look to Hanako, who nervously sits opposite her in her gown. It isn't a surprise that she'd wear something so conservative, though it definitely looks cute. Hi, Hanako, happy birthday. Thank you. She's unusually skittish, despite the fact that she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is a pretty unusual situation, I guess. Feel free to take a seat, he saw. I'll pour you two some tea. Sure thing. Lily takes a steaming red teapot from the side of the table and gently pours its contents into her teacups as I take a seat beside them, setting my bag against the nearby wall. With my senses returned and hormones somewhat calmer, I realize that this is the first time I've ever been in Lily's room. The first thing I notice is the ambient smell, just a slightly different from mine, probably faint perfume or nail polish. It could be anything of a girl's, really. Another is a plain nature of the room visually. Beige walls, a smart yet unadorned cabinet, the lack of posters or wall hangings. It's distinctly utilitarian, something I should have anticipated given her blindness. The only thing that seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching roughly knee-height to waist-height. Some of them have printed tiles, others are entirely blank except for dots of braille. The fact that the ones with printed tiles are uniformly in English is interesting, though not completely unexpected. She did mention her parents impressing the language upon her and Akira, after all. Your room looks nice, Lily. I hear a call of thanks from beside my shoulder. Looking back at Hanako, her gaze is fixed on her lap and her hands are nervously clutching her gown. It's now that I notice why. With these clothes on, the extent of her scarring is far more visible, reaching down her neck and out to cover her right shoulder. Considering this is a party for her, she doesn't look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. So, how old are you turning? 18? Oh, her look of surprise, not at all helped by her total lack of skill at hiding her feelings, shows that she was trying to mentally tune me out. This is really quite awkward. Yes. On the plus side, there's only 2 more years till you can drink. So, who's older, you or Lily? Lily. She had her birthday in February. What about yours? Earlier this year, so it's already passed. Unstated that it passed while I was stuck in the hospital. Oh shit. Oh shit, that's gotta suck. Even my 18th birthday was during COVID. It was during COVID, which sucks. But no, even then I didn't spend it in a goddamn hospital. Unstated it passed while I was stuck in the hospital. That was it. Particularly low point of the experience. Conversation dries up as quickly as expected. It isn't long before Lily's finished preparing our drinks, setting down 3 teacups in front of us. I pick mine up, immediately noticing a much stronger aroma and tasting the tea we've been having. Huh. Tastes a bit different than the tea we have in school. It's a different variety rather than the kind we've been having here. You've never tasted orange Jaipur before? I can't say I'm familiar with that either. Not that I can remember usually. I drink coffee. I usually drink coffee after all, like when we were in town. This is nice though. As we settle down and sip, Hanako seems to become more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my presence. We finish our cups at about the same time, with Hanako failing rather badly at hiding her anticipation for the cake that's been sitting to the side, begging to be eaten. Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First things first, though. Lily? Yes, now's good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means, I lean sideways and dig around my back for the doll I bought Hanako as Lily gets up and retrieves her gift. Hiding our gifts in the hand, we present them both on the table at the same time. Happy birthday! Hanako silently sits looking at them for seconds, on end, out of sheer surprise. My little wooden doll, replete with Victorian-era dress and little hat, lies next to a light and brown, fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. She clutches at her gown as she moves to speak, not taking her eyes off the modest presents. Thank you, Lily and Hisao. Aww. Aww. Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. The sight of Hanako holding Lily so tightly is heartwarming, so much that I couldn't wipe the smile off my face, even if I wanted to. As Lily gently rests her face on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I could barely hear. Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday. Hanako gives a small nod, holding on to Lily before a time before breaking off and wiping an eye. I guess that for Hanako, simply having anyone to be there and love her would be special. The fact that Lily and I can now share that role for her is something I think I will always be grateful for. Aww. Oh, cute! Hanako gently takes a doll and teddy bear, holding them both to her chest as she warmly smiles. Oh, cute! For a long time, the three of us simply sit in happy silence. The quiet is not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons. Shall we have at the cake, then? Her proposal is met with 2 looks of unhidden anticipation. No arguments from me. Okay. Phew, that was good. Is Akira not coming? I contentedly sit back, with Lily and Hanako looking just as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. I don't think I could fit any more in. I think next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako and I give a chuckle, but... I can't help but noticing that come this time next year, we'll have graduated from Yamaku. That fact is somewhat depressing since I finally feel as if my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. Idly looking around at Lily's neat and orderly room, books catch my eye once again. This may be a little impetuous, but my curiosity gets the better of me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in any case. Hey Lily, do you mind if I take a look at one of your books? Quite welcome to, Hisao. That said, if you could overcome 2 language barriers, I will be quite impressed. 2, Braille and... oh right, English. She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm still amazed that you're this proficient at it. One could say it's a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection. She says it in jest, but I'm a little disappointed. Having all these books around me with no way of reading them feels like one big tease. Hanako giggles quietly as I reach over to the closest pile, plucking the topmost book with only a cursory glance. Death on the Nile, in large letters on the cover, is the only printed text to be seen. Death on the Nile. I sit down for a while with the book open in my lap as Lily and Hanako talk. Try as I might to feel out the dots of Braille printed on each page, they seem to... hold on. Blend into one another and become indistinct. I thought this would be a lot easier than it actually is. With some practice, though, I could see someone with a better sense of touch than mine managing to read at a pretty fast speed. See, I think I've told you before, I've got like 20/20 vision, and I'm also a very fast reader, so like, man, that is a weird concept. But yes, perfect vision, baby. I've got perfect vision. Anyways, noticing a silence that has probably begun earlier, I look up from the dotted pages to see Lily smiling as Hanako sips another cup of tea. Is something wrong? Quite the opposite. Your curiosity is quite endearing. I am inordinately pleased by the praise, though I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks, but I don't know how else I could act. To be honest, I wasn't altogether sure of how you saw us, since you were a new transfer student from another school. If you pitied us, I'd be quite offended. I would have been quite offended. There's a certain edge to Lily's voice, one that I'd quite possibly places pride. Glancing over at Hanako, she seems more subdued than usual, looking towards Lily rather than me. I wouldn't worry about that. Considering the position I found myself in, I'm perhaps the last person that should be dispensing pity on others. My parents' first interaction with me after my heart attack, I wouldn't want anyone to see that kind of face. I catch myself from going further, but not soon enough. Both the girls seem to be put off, Lily especially. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gone that far. Blush! Ooh, cute. An awkward silence reigns for a few beats, thankfully ended as Lily's head perks up in a gesture I've come to easily recognize. Hear something? The door. Everyone looks towards it, trusting in Lily's senses. True enough, the door handle shudders and turns, a flash of yellow and black slipping through. Akira Sato is in the house! Happy birthday, Hanako! Man, Akira is awesome. Akira, you are freaking awesome. Oh my god. I I feel like of all the characters here, I'm the most similar to Akira. Oh my god, you are. Oh my god, Akira is the goat. Oh my god, thank you. Oh, Akira, oh my god, she's hilarious. Akira takes a seat at the table as she plops her tall bag beside her. She has her trademark boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her gown to steady herself but doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. I guess she must have met Akira before. Not a huge surprise given how close Akira and Lily are. Akira doesn't seem to be the least put off by Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence, and also doesn't pull any punches in how she acts despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said you had work, Akira. Did you manage to get off for a while? Kinda. I feel bad about ditching the guys doing overtime, so I gotta get back soon. Oh, god, Akira, But I felt bad about not coming to your cute little Hanako's birthday too, so for now, I'm here. She grins widely at Hanako, who flowers into a full blush as she pins her eyes downward to her lap. Her mouth seems to widen and retract over and over, as if she was trying to suppress a smile out of embarrassment. It's a little strange how her reaction seems to be more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All she manages to give in return is a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Yeah, sorry. Not that many people give her positive attention, I suppose. Makes me respect how well Akira can handle her, making her so happy compared to what little I could do. I will go toss this out. I have tossed it out. Anyways, I am back. Not that many people give her positive attention, I suppose. It makes me respect how well Akira can handle her, making her so happy compared to what little I could do. Now then, before I go, she reaches into her bag beside her and grandly displays its contents. Out comes 2 large glass bottles, both with long French names on the labels. Hanako's expression is an odd mix of surprise and curiosity, and I suspect mine's no different. Lily, not seeing the proceedings, is oblivious to what's going on. Akira, this isn't... What is it? Wine, 1 red, 1 white. Akira, that's... Relax. It's not like she's nice here to scold you. Lily's a point that's not exactly allowed on campus. Cute! Or anywhere, really. We're still short of legal drinking age, remember. Rich words for someone practically drooling as he examines a bottle. She got me there. I am genuinely interested in trying some, even just a little. While Hanako may not be handling one herself, her look does tell me that she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Lily rubs her forehead, giving up the fight that she knows Akira would win due to simply not caring about those funny rules and regulations. God, Akira is so unfathomably based. Oh, God. Respect. Just don't breathe a word of this to anyone in the school, please. I beg of you. I'm not stupid, don't worry. Akira's expressions. See, well, I think Amy overall has the best expressions, right? Oh god, you guys didn't see the butt sex expression. I just remember. Well, I think Amy overall has the best expressions. I think Akira has, like, the best average expressions. Like, or when it comes to funniness, I guess. When it comes to cuteness, that's a different story. But when it just comes to, like, the funny, right? Amy has, like, the best peaks, but I think Akira manages to, like, consistently have the best. Like, consistently have the best. Like, consistently have the funniest expressions. That said, I gotta get back to work pretty soon. So soon, but you only just arrived. Sorry, Billy. Good to see you two again though, and you, Hisa. See you later, then. Goodbye, Akira. She levers herself with a grunt and waltzes out of the room, leaving us alone with the 2 items on the table. Interesting. Lily gives a nervous giggle at her sister's antics as Hanako takes a wine bottle. So, what do you think, Lily? She rests her elbow on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose, thinking things through. She doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. Well, it's already here. We may as well have some. No sooner does she say it than I take a quick glance around the room for glasses. A small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to rest on her bed for a bit. A few minutes ago. Oh my god. Wait, Lily, wait. Akira didn't say to help us drink the bottle this time. Why? What changed? Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Good god. Ugh. Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink. He saw... I'm just saying. It's just like... He saw... Are you sure you should be drinking given your condition? Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink. My head hurts. Yeah, too much to drink. I rest my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. What an unmitigated disaster. Like proper idiots, we drank the night away with one glass after another. Hanako simply fell to the side asleep, and as a miracle, I don't feel as ill as Lily. Hey, Hisao, I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen. It's fine, Lily, to tell you the truth. I had a lot of fun today. Really? I think Hanako did too. No, she certainly did. There's a short silence before the groan resounds from the supine Lily. You okay? As he said, I just drank too much. What's the time? The time, it's, I quickly look at my wristwatch. Its numerals barely legible in the gloom. About midnight. Curfew's in effect then. Yeah, I guess as much. We'll all have to sleep here for tonight. As soon as I say it, I hear the sheets moving as Lily starts to sit up. Hanako. Ah, no. Go back to sleep. Don't try to get up. He saw. I have to. You're in worse shape than me by any stretch. Get some rest. But what about... Grab some spare blankets and put them over her. Don't worry. As I give a deep yawn and stand to retrieve them, I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Thank you, Hisao. No problem, it's the least I could do. You look outright wasted. I'm not wasted, just a bit tired. You're wasted. She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as the alcohol takes hold of her again. I grab a couple of blankets rolled up at the side of her bed. Quietly walking over to Hanako, I carefully lay the blankets over her peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her up. The thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'd wake up no matter what I did, though. I stand and take one last measure of the room. Two girls, both very drunk, and one guy sleeping overnight with them in the female student's dorm. What a scandal that'd be if it broke out. As I move to sit back down at the side of the bed, I steal one last glance at Lily. Her sprawling, disheveled figure lies peacefully sleeping, slightly turned to the side. I crouch down to get a better look. Whoa! Her white skin blends in with the white pillow of her bed, a look of slumber-born peacefulness on her face. God damn. Usually she seems so confident and forward, always there and caring for Hanako. Now though, she seems painfully delicate. Yeah, it's because you made me think that just because she's next to Hanako all the time. I think back to Hanako's presence. I thought it'd be a nice occasion for her, but I hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday present after another, year after year. Just she and Lily all alone. Guess it wasn't just a present she liked. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down at the side of the bed once again and rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, Hisao. Lily's voice is so quiet I can barely hear it. She must be on the verge of sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you for what? For being here. That's okay. As I hear a deep breath, it's obvious Lily's gone to sleep. After closing my eyes, it doesn't take long for slumber to take me as well. Hisao? Hisao, are you... The soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ears slowly wakes me. I wish I could be awoken like this more often. With a mumble, I slowly open my... Whoa! Ah! Taken by surprise at the face hovering curiously mere millimeters from mine, I make our heads collide with a harsh thud. Ouch! The impact of our foreheads causes both of us to fall backwards and yelp in pain, Lily sounding more like a squeak toy than a person. Aww. Ow, ow, ow. I slowly rub my forehead with one hand, supporting myself with the other. Lily lies a few feet ahead of doing just the same. Her face obviously pained. Sorry, your face was kind of close and I acted on reflex. You okay? My head. Seems like she's not actually okay. Come to think of it, I doubt that impact alone is what's causing her head so much pain. Hangover? You drank a fair bit last night. She silently nods in confirmation as I lever myself up. Whoa! Whoa! I offer a hand to her and help her back onto her feet. Glancing behind her, I find that Hanako's still asleep. Still fast asleep. It's not fair, I only drank as much as you did. That's very different from what I remember. Yeah, anyways, girls have a lower tolerance than men. So you have a lower tolerance and you drank more. Well done. That doesn't help. Fine, I'll get you a glass of water. Just careful not to trip over Hanako. I rub the sleep out of my eyes, or at least some of it, as I walk to the counter. Tending to someone with hangover isn't the way I like to spend the morning. It only takes a few seconds for the glass to fill, the clear water reflecting the sliver of light that makes it through the thin curtains. It looks like Lily's taking a seat on the side of the bed. I walk over to her while taking careful to step over the peacefully sleeping Hanako and place a glass in her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problem. I take a seat next to her, the soft bed having a surprising amount of give. She drinks slowly and methodically. A long silence passes with only Hanako's soft breathing to be heard. With some measure of guilt, I look at Lily's face and attempt to read her expression. Her brows furrowed, and she looks to be lost in thought. Well, I'm out of water. For a moment, I didn't have that much water to start with. For a moment, I hesitate, but eventually place a hand on her shoulder in an attempt to reassure her. I didn't expect her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Ooh. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Lily quickly shakes her head in a manner somewhat more violent than usual for her. She takes a long breath to steady herself before letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now. I moved to protest, but quickly realized it would be futile to do so. That said, I want her to open up more. If you want to talk about anything, I'm here. Lily gives a self-deprecating snort as if to mock her own emotions. There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange recently, especially when we were back in town. Even now I'm a bit confused about everything. Believe me, I know how that feels. She smiles wistfully, resting a cheek on the backs of her fingers. We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we? Come now, don't say that. Come graduation, we'll be back out into the real world. Oh, God. The real world? I surprise myself with the way I think about things. I guess a strange divorce feeling of Yamaku and the surrounding town compared to the outside world still hasn't become natural. Maybe it never will. It's strange in hindsight. Being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. A wry grin on her face, Lily seems to share the same amount of amusement at the idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops. I'll be going back to Scotland for a week or two soon. Is that why we have to schedule for Hanako's birthday party? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again, at least. You're not looking forward to it. I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore. Wait, what? My mouth hangs open as I try to process what she said. So wait, this is different from the Hanako route where she's only going over to visit. What? I wonder what could possibly have caused the change. If she's 18, that means she'd have only been 12 when they left. I may have seen very little of my parents, with them both working long hours, but I feel utterly useless as I struggle to find some way to respond. But why? Why'd they leave, or why are they inviting Akira and me back? Both, I suppose. My father's business had its headquarters in Scotland, and an executive position became available for him there. In the end, he had to move permanently. My mother followed him, but Akira and I stayed in Japan, for the sake of both Akira's job within the Japanese branch of my father's company. Oh! And my education. As for the latter, one of my aunts is gravely sick. I'm sorry. Don't be, it's strange, really. We're being summoned there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't even remember the sound of her voice. Equally strange is the total lack of antipathy she feels towards her family for doing such a thing. I can't help feeling slightly humbled. That said, her wistful exterior is just hiding her emotions. Seeing her like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed movement, her head perking up and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was. Hisao. Walking over to my bag, still leaning up against the wall. I walk over to my bag, still leaning up against the wall. Unbuckling the front flap and retrieving the opaque bag from within, I take a small plain box in my hands. Hold your hands out, Lily. She looks surprised for a moment, but eventually acquiesces. Oh, okay. You got a present for her too. I'm amazed by her look of curiosity when I place the music box in her open palms. Her typically delicate way of handling it, making it seem as if it were fragile enough to break if breathed on. She wordlessly brings it in front of her face, her slender fingers feeling out its contours and patterning. Eventually, her fingers find the recessed line between the lid and body of the box, and her thumbs effortlessly pop open the lid. I take a seat on the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely motionless as she listens to the diminutive tinny melody, her mouth just slightly open. It takes a long while before she closes the lid with a small snap, bringing the curtain down on the miniature performance playing in her hands. The smile on her face, gentle and wistful, shows that I made the right decision. Think of it as a going-away present for your trip to Scotland. I will. A restless shuffling can be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. Hello, Hanako. She climbs out of the blankets I put over her, looking befuddled and wiping the slate from her eyes. I see her finally up. What? Hanako looks around the room with her eyes only half open, her mind far from being awake as her body. Her dazed state makes me and Lily chuckle. Lily gets off the bed and tends to Hanako. As Lily gets off the bed and tends to Hanako, I take one last look around the room. I guess I better get going then. There'll be questions if I am seen leaving the girls' dormitories in the morning. Goodbye, Hisao. Oh, goodbye. I stand and walk to the door, picking up my somewhat lighter bag along the way. As I leave the room and enter the hallway, though, I feel Lily's footsteps behind me. What's wrong? Without a word, she strides up to me. I freeze as I feel her hand slide onto my cheek, seemingly every nerve taking in the feeling of her fingers and palm upon it. Immediately after, her face slowly moves next to mine, a light, momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. For a moment, everything seems to stand still. I absent-mindedly bring my fingers to my cheek, as if to try and recapture that fleeting feeling. Did she kiss me on the cheek? Lily, that's my thank you, Hisao. Dang! Thank you for your present. Have a nice day in school. And with that, she disappears behind her door and gently closes it. The muffled doors of her and Hanako audible through it as much as they were yesterday night. I think I'd be hard-pressed not to have a nice day after that. Oh my god! I walk away with a certain spring to my step. I think there are some people around that glanced at me emerging from the girls' dormitory building, but I find it difficult to care. Dang! 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 Okay. I'm really liking this. Hee-chan, go away. Hee-chan, leave me alone. Come on, Hee-chan. Let me sleep. After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, what happened? The last thing I want to be is woken when I finally managed to. What happened? It may be the last period of class with a textbook as my pillow, but I'll take whatever sleep I could get by at this point. What happened? See, Hee-chan, even Hee-chan wants you to get up. I don't care what Shizune wants, leave me alone. Jeez, Hee-chan, I'll just have to wake. Wait, Misha's going to... You? This is bad. I'm up, you don't have to... I can feel my face flowering into a scarlet red blush. The students in class are sitting both upright and staring at the shouting fool who was sleeping just moments before. Damn it. I let my head smack down on the table with a noticeable thud. Wahahaha! Misha's trademark uncontrolled laughter reverberates through the classroom. As I turn my mournful eyes to the bespectacled Shizune beside her, she carefully adjusts her glasses, desperately trying to maintain a serious look of disapproval. Narrowing her eyes, I can see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. Honestly, it's kind of nice that, like, you remain friends with Shizune in all the other routes. Yeah. Et tu, Shizune. Shizune looks away as quickly as she crosses her arms tightly, barely on edge of her control. Wahahaha! Misha's laughter doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I can do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. You too. Who was the one who slept in class, Hee-chan? Yeah, it was me. Poor Hee-chan was having a fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? I move my hand to the standoffish Shizune, who with a slight huff of confirmation, returns to looking away with her arms crossed. Why was Shizune trying to wake me up? Hee-chan wanted to give you the handouts the substitute teacher gave out while Hee-chan was sleeping. Handouts? I suddenly found 2 sheets of paper thrust down in front of my face. Following the hands holding them, I can see the still pouting figure looking down at me with a distinct scowl. Your expressions are hilarious as well. I really guess I am in the wrong here. Sorry about that. No dice, her irritated face still holds. I clasp my hands together and flick my head downward in apology. Very, very sorry. The one with the little sweat. She huffs and simply drops the lettered papers on the desk. Damn. I look over to my hands to see Shizune and Misha signing frantically to each other. A look of frustration on Shizune's face. It looks to be less a dialogue and more a tirade punctuated with sidelong glances at me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. The two suddenly stop signing and look at me in unison, both having exactly the same look of disapproval. In one fluid motion, Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. Before I could even hope to react, my head is sent bouncing up and down like a jack-in-the-box. I quickly bring my hands to my head, more out of reflex than actual pain. Ow, what was that for? I open my eyes to see the two grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up. Hee-chan says she forgives you now, Hee-chan. Could you forgive me with a little less force next time? Wahaha. I look at the two with a blank face. Misha and Shizune 1, Hisao 0. Oh, Hee-chan also says you should check your student mail more often. Oh, she produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an exuberant grin. Strange. Who could have written me a letter? Now is not the time and most definitely would not have the place to find out though. Given up on the nap so cruelly stolen from me, I rub my forehead and slowly get up, putting the sheets and envelope in the bag before swinging it over my shoulder. I take a step back and move to depart with a small bow, while Misha clutches her sides laughing and Shizune nods back in a curt farewell. I join the flow of students and exiting the front open door and turn the corner into the hallway. I'll each end up face to face with Hanako. Whoa, hey Hanako. Good afternoon, Hisao. Sounds falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to a rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge of my nose in my fingers while I blink my eyes in an attempt to make things seem clear. I'm barely staying awake as is. Hanako, you want to say something? What is it? I wanted to give you this. She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. Eggs times 2, bread loaf times 1, whole grain cereal times 1, thyme times 1. A shopping list. I look upwards, raising an eyebrow. I usually go shopping with Lily, but it can't come, so... You want me to run errands for you? It's okay if you don't want to, I just thought that maybe, Aww. She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost, though this time by a weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and place a hand on her head to calm her down. It's fine, I'm going to go anyway. Just stuff on this list. She nods and bows deeply, twice as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We were going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you, I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow. Test? Oh, that's right, science. How are you doing with it? She brightens ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I could do okay. Good work, then. She started smiling, and much more earnestly than I eyed that. I had full confidence that I could do fine without any extra studying, but the fact that she's putting in the effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. Grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya. In a small way, we part ways. I'll go do my housework before meeting Lily. Well, I should be able to take care of it in time. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me to be a little late for my meeting with Lily. Only a couple minutes, but enough to make me step smartly into the courtyard and to the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards a small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk into the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer's heat has started to die down, making way for a pleasant cool breeze. Lily. When I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah, Lily. She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. I quickly catch up to her, coming beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Good afternoon, he saw. Hi there. I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, washing the footsteps in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. So, Hisao, what brings you here? Just going to the town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. Hanako sent you? Yeah, she said she needed to study for a test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lily could really use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to state. It's good to hear she's studying for it. I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's blissful silence. Thank God I can relax for the first time today. But why could you not sleep recently? I glance over at Lily. The porcelain face of hers never seems to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality, too. As she silently walks, her face remaining pointed to the street ahead of her, I look ahead and savor the cool air blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I've had since the about face my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries. What a weird life. I feel the crumpled up note rubbing its hand against my pocket and pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. Sounds like quite a bit to carry back along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyways? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there's actually a person. There actually is a person beside me. Wait, I mean... She laughs wholeheartedly. My, he saw. Her giggles punctuate her words, though she's making little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh, she a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do it for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You know, being... I feel kind of bad saying this. Being blind, I would not have expected her, be a good cook, I'm gonna say. Because don't you kind of need eyes to cook? I guess you could use your nose a little for certain foods. But, I mean, I guess there's a way around it, right? Even without being able to see. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook, but... A short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside me. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments is so often actually genuine, or rather just from a want to make me more comfortable in addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others because of being unable to see what I'm doing, but it usually takes a little more than time. Usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as useful measuring tools, for example. It makes sense, but she'd have to be careful not to hurt herself. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I wonder how many times that's happened. Given it sounds like she cooked alone for possibly years while Akira worked and her parents were gone. that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silences of Hanako, Lily seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. Two kinds of introverts. The slick road under my feet is bathed in... Well, no, there's a third kind. You got the kind like Rin. And then you got like the super sarcastic ones. Anyways, the slick road under my feet is bathed with an orange glow, the occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we walk. I let out a deep yawn. We don't have any of the ultra sarcastic ones here. I guess Hideaki technically counts as one. Kenji technically is too, isn't it? I'm not sure about Shizune. She's kind of hard to pin down. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights, probably insomnia. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being, even if it's genuinely nice to know someone cares. You have insomnia, aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened a few times. My meds screw with my sleeping occasionally. I'm sorry. You should go to the nurse anyway. It's like, why not, right? Come on, it's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I worry you. I reach around and scratch the back of my neck. I kind of want to address this. Hey, Lily. I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. She looks kind of lost. I hardly blame her. Guess what I'm trying to get at is, please don't treat me differently because of it. Yeah, I noticed too the slight blush. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know that there's someone like that out there. Maybe somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Welcome! I suppose I'll get my stuff first, and Hanako's on the second round. I grab 2 well-worn baskets from the stack beside the entrance and pass one to Lily. Just as she did before. She lays it on the ground and slides a retracted cane between the basket handles before picking it back up with the right hand. When she takes hold of my arm in her own, I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural. Mostly due to necessity, no doubt. Shall we? Sure. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing us pays us no heed at all. It's nice compared to the stares and whispers around the city. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs and grabs it along what I want, putting our items into our respective baskets. It's an odd feeling to be dependent on so much for something as basic as shopping. Hanako would practically be a necessity for her to pick out what she wants after all. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You needing anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. Oddly, there's a queue a mile long. Considering the store's only large enough to warrant one counter, it seems like it'll take a while. Damn. Lily gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue's really long, looks like we'll have to wait. How strange. Showing the same mood of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up. By the time we hit the end of the line, I'm close to dozing off that Lily has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up. Sorry. She gives a short sigh of consternation as I move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and me put into separate bags. Thank you, please come again. By the time we emerge from the store, Lily holding a single bag while I struggle to carry both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. Even without looking skyward, it's obvious that a surprising amount of time has passed, the road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Once Lily retrieves her cane, we set out back to the dormitories the way we came, leaving the welcoming, warm glow of the store. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags abundantly make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together. My, Hisao, it's good to find you're eating well. I'm a growing guy after all, I need to eat all I can. Must be nice being a man. What? Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise with a completely out of left comment, she continues on without missing a beat. Weight doesn't really bother you when you're eating most of the time. I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess. Exactly, it makes me somewhat envious, to be honest. Yeah, we just gotta work out. That's what. Ate too much? Just work out. Well, it's not like we could outright ignore it. Exactly. We could get fat, too. With an affirmative nod, we continue on our walk. Huh, that's right. What is it? Hanukkah mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Do anything special for it? She gives a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalls the event. Not really, it was just Hanukkah and me having a little party during the night after school. Her birthday's supposed to be a big event, you know. It's like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday, just her and Hanukkah staying overnight. These always felt like family occasions for me. There were a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand. It reminds me of how Lily mentioned she hasn't seen her family in a long time, and even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. But I guess that's the same situation as mundane as these. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. In the end, she just has Hanako and me and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems like she has many more distant friends along the students, not to mention people like Yuko. Seems to be her own choice. There's such a separation between those who are close to her and those she only socializes with. It humbles me a little to see how much Lily seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yet Hanako's there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm here helping her with shopping. It's kind of a weird symbiosis, I suppose. Are you alright, Hisao? Sorry? You just seem to go very quiet, that's all. Ah, sorry, I was just thinking. Oh? Ah, now that I've piqued your curiosity, it feels kind of overly personal to talk about, though. Oh boy. Okay, so let me see. Boop, boop. The guide. I'm going to assume that tell the truth is the better ending. So, I should tell the truth. Which makes sense. I was just kind of thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out, even with Hanako relying on you. I commit that I even kind of relied on you when I first transferred in. I think it's a good quality to have. I turned to Lily, surveying her reaction. She's forcing herself to look forward and furrow her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward, as if she were trying to find just the right words. Lily? I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much. You may be wrong to think... You'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me with nothing in return. She seems to have a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I thought already. If she's tried so hard to maintain her independence, as anyone would have had to in her position, cited or not, maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realize an omission in what she says, though. I decide to follow it up, largely in jest to avoid things getting too personal. Oh, and what about me? She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. With a smile, she holds her hands behind her as she leans forward. You're different. Dang! And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, a newfound spring in her step. All I could do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've seen this playful and teasing side of her before. So I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact content, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing, at the very least simply because I've begun to stand on my own feet more, and getting started more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why, probably a mix of personal curiosity and a want to try and work out how to deal with my situation. I'm less sure of Lily, though. That's why her own statement, so similar to my own feelings towards her, throws me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, Kane tapping from left to right, decide to settle the matter later, and just smile. This is a nice side to her, and I don't want to forget it. Eventually, we get to the girls' dormitories, both my arms aching from the weight of the 2 sets of groceries. Ah, finally here. Phew. I bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lily stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pocket for the key. Thank you, Hisao. I really appreciate your help. Ah, this is nothing. Might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something for me. And with that, she steps to the door, closing it behind her. I blink. Those were nothing but honest thanks, and I can't help but feeling something different about them. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mull on that at my leisure. I turn back to the door to Hanako's room and proceed to knock twice in quick succession, the bag sits still in my hand, rustling together. Aww. After a couple seconds, the door slowly opens. If one weren't looking closely, they could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. I twist my head to the side to try and peer through this tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame. Hi, Hanako. Hey, Hanako, I've got your stuff. Ah. Aww. With that, she opens the door completely, making her plain room visible over her shoulders. Sparsely decorated, it's probably even more unremarkable than my room. I hold out my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry to make you carry them all this way. It's fine, don't worry, just don't make it do it every day, okay? I pass the bags to her as I take a lighthearted chuckle. After the initial transfer of weight, she manages to take them easily. I'll be off then. Night, Hanako. Good night. See you in class tomorrow. Aww. With a deep bow, her groceries still held in both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Making my way back to my own dorm, I put one bag into the other hand to balance them out. Even as I do, I can't get Lily's light-hearted smile out of my mind. When I'd first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Indeed, it feels like we've both grown closer in the past few weeks since I got to know her, both her and Hanako. The time that I spend with her each day, the small exchanges of happiness we share, the small moments of joy as I get closer to her. I'm far from certain, but I don't think these are normal feelings of friendship. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries and begin to get ready for the night. I swap the school books in my bag for those I'll need tomorrow, pulling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me earlier in the process. I got sidetracked by one thing after another and I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me, I wonder? The name neatly adorning the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing, there's little chance I could have identified as hers otherwise. Iwanako. Why should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost don't open the letter, but there'd be little point to do that. If I just left it alone, its mere existence would gnaw at me until I did something about it. Right. Pink. Jarringly badly with the yellow sunflower border in the card. Neat. Right. Perhaps it's for the best we don't. So you really are meant to, like, read this afterwards. You get what I'm saying? It's like, because it really does feel like Amy and Hanako's rats are, like, meant to be played first. It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard breakups are nasty stuff, but it feels like this is simply a reaffirmation of what we both already knew instead. It's a preceding text. No more small talk. That makes me feel most uneasy. I can't figure out why, no matter how long I sit here and look down at the bright and summery piece of paper. If you'd like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. Yep. Well, I don't know if I know that. I feel like this is just Hisao's interpretation. One that I don't know if I necessarily agree with. We don't know what Iwanaka was thinking. And I can't say for confidence that that's the case. Maybe it is, I don't know. As such, I have very little problem in scrunching the letter and envelope into a ball and tossing it into a waste bin and ridding myself of its existence. I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past. Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep. I feel like that's kind of cruel, though. It's like... I mean, I get it. I sweat profusely, awaiting the dreaded moment. Each tick of the clock tenses my muscles that much more, every minute making more hair stand on end. It's coming for me. I can feel it. Death. Death in the form of a single sheet of paper. Oh my god. I was actually worried there for a second. I take a small pile of papers from the student in front of me and pass it backwards after plucking off the top piece. Looking to the top right of the page, I found my fears realized within that small red circle. 43. Oh! I hang my head and sigh in resignation. Cursing under my breath, I feel the aura of a similar sentiment rising from the entire class. It's strange but the fact left my mood by a minuscule amount. Misery loves company, I suppose. Hold on. Ow, my eye. I got something in my eye. Okay, I'm back. As the teacher opens her mouth, the room braces for the inevitable onslaught, only to be saved at the last minute. We quickly move to collect our bags and leave for lunch post-haste, but the teacher delivers a parting broadside. We'll be discussing the test scores next lesson. Needless to say, there will be quite some discussion to be had. A collective groan resounds from the class, now reduced to shuffling out dejectedly. I push my sheet into my bag as I walk along the hallway, crumpling it up in the process. It's enough that this troublesome letter ended up making it onto my desk yesterday, and now this. I hate English. Hisao! A stern female voice gruffly calls out from behind me. I freeze on the spot, my face becoming like stone, it's as if I could feel my brain disconnecting from my body. My brain slowly shifts right, trying to catch a glimpse of the disembodied voice. Nothing? My face begins to slip as the time passes, and I decide to risk turning my head. Ever so slowly, I twist to the... Yeah! I jump into the air and drop my hat, yelling out of surprise. As I recover and regain my composure, I turn to see I should have known. Amy! Amy, it's been such a while since I've seen you! Dear God! Amy, oh my god, it's been a while! It's been a hot while! Gotcha, Hisao! She stands there with a mischievous grin on her face, hands forward and fingers pointed inwards. She's the one who jabbed my ribs with her fingers. I look down at her with a grimace, rubbing my hair in frustration. That's not a way to greet someone, you know. You have no sense of humor. Amy, it's been such a long while. Oh my god, how I've missed you. I left my sense of humor in English class. Complain to the teacher if you want to give it back to me. And you still have a sense of humor. She still pulls her puppy dog eyes on me as she pouts. Lily's managed to build up my resistance to the tactic, but Amy's short stature adds enough to the effect to make me relent. So, how are things? I haven't seen you around for a while. I sure as hell haven't either. In the real world. Same old, same old. I run so fast, no one wants to join me on my morning runs. It's a real pain. But modesty never fails to amuse me. You should really run, Hisao. You really should. You actually really should. Like, seriously, you were in amazing health on Amy's route. Why can't we have that here? Why can't we have that in all the other routes? Huh? Dear God, I really have to read Sisterhood after this. I know that's the sequel. It's like a fanfic sequel. I think I've told you. It's a fanfic sequel to Hanako's route. And minor spoilers, she actually, Hisao actually starts to work out a little there, which is nice to know. Although, you know what I'm thinking, don't you, Hisao? Wearing my emotion on my sleeve is one of my worst habits. She's seen right through me. Fortunately, I see someone else approaching us that will give me an out. Oh, hi, Hanako. Oh, come on. Bro, it's good for your health. Mind your heart, Hisao. Dear God. Like, in Hanako and Shizune's route, it's like you keep worrying about your heart. Whereas in Amy's route, it's just like, no, I can think about sex. Aren't you horny, buddy? Like, think about it. Like, you didn't have to worry at all in Amy's route. Dear fucking God. I give her a welcoming smile. I try my best looking like I haven't noticed Amy's pouting face. She gives a small wave back. Hi. Hello, Hisao, Amy. Hey, Hanako. I'll join you and Lily in a sec. Actually, speaking of lunchtime company, it's odd to see you without Rin, Amy. Rin! Aww. I've missed you, Amy. I've really missed you. Amy, without a second word, she forgets all about us and bolts off up the hallway. She must have forgotten she was waiting for her. Hanako and I stand speechless, only able to helplessly stand and watch this ball of seemingly boundless energy dash off. Oh yeah, Hisao. Oh, Amy, you are awesome. She suddenly stops herself just before vanishing around the corner to the rooftop staircase, spinning around to meet our bemused faces. I had English too. Oh, Amy, she's like a golden retriever. Oh my God, she's awesome. And with that, she disappears. All I can do is hang my head and give a long sigh, thoroughly left in the dust. As I hear a short giggle coming around from behind me, I turn to see Hanako smiling at the counter my attacker rounded. I pick up my drop bag from the floor and quickly dust it off. Afternoon. Bit busy? You don't like English? Oh, no, I had a test on it a while back, and Amy caught me brooding about the results. Sorry. Is English your best, Hanako? You can help me. Wink, wink, wink. She averts her gaze, guilt written onto her face. A casual observer would think she's just accidentally reminded me of a dead relative. Come on, it's not your fault. How are you doing in it? She looks up, still avoids meeting my eyes. All right, I suppose. An awkward silence passes. They seem all too common around Hanako. Oh, Lily asked if you'd like to join us for lunch on the roof. I guess I don't exactly have any pressing engagements to attend to. Sure, I'll be right up. I'll go get my lunch from the cafeteria now, then. Go on, you don't need my approval to leave, you know. Okay, I'll be going then. She gives a skittish reply, a small nod, and quickly makes off towards the cafeteria. I guess she must have forgotten to bring lunch today. As I walk through the hallways, more and more students start to come out of the classrooms and pass me, going in the same direction as Hanako went. By the time I manage to make it to the stairs, I'm having to push my way past and busily chatting to one of the students. I finally managed to get past the last of the crowd and round the staircase, slumping slightly in relief and showing more pace before I opened the door to the roof. Ah, damn! I momentarily avert my eyes, all but blinded by the harsh sun. Whoa! This is a trio I haven't... Okay. As I slowly regain my vision, the surroundings finally take form. Lily, Amy, and Rin sit together on the rooftop. You are the only one I haven't dated. Well, actually, I haven't started going out with Lily quite yet either. Yet. We're on the process. The top of the hilltop forest around Yamaku visible past the fence around them, as if to frame the view. Ah, Hisao! Lily and Rin give a quick nod of acknowledgement and a deep nod of greeting respectively. I start walking towards the rather mismatched trio, and I can't help but marveling at the speed at which Amy devours the rest of her half-eaten banana. Hey, Strange to see the three of you together like this. Seems to have been quite the day of coincidences. Amy and Rin decide to eat on the roof just as Hanukkah and I decided to. You stole it. This spot was ours. Simmer down. You can't steal a place in the school. I plunk myself beside Lily, the four of us creating a semicircle. I think she is right. You too. The butterfly is her accomplice. As I glance around, sure enough, a small yellow butterfly floats across my field of vision. But tell me, how did this butterfly help Lily steal this spot? It scouted out our conversation and told her. I should have known better than to expect sound reasoning from Rin. God, Rin, you are based. Regardless, I guess it wouldn't have hurt to play along. You're telling me she could talk to butterflies? There are people who could talk to horses called horse whisperers. Lily must be a butterfly whisperer. I bury my head in my hands as Amy rounds on her strange companion. She doesn't seem to share Rin's sense of humor. Whisperers don't work like that. Amy and Rin continue their banter as I turn to Lily, who's busy finishing off her small box of curry and rice. So, what brought you up here anyway? A little fresh air every now and again doesn't hurt. Ah. Amy breaks off her vain attempts to introduce the concept of logic to Rin. Nah, don't do it. Rin's better this way. That was why we came up here too. Something tells me it was her idea alone. Honestly, don't you usually eat up on the roof here? And that Rin only got dragged up here on Amy's whim. She always eats up here, Hanukkah or Hisao. Trust me, I've seen other timelines. Then again, the same could probably be said of Lily and Hanako. Now, we can share. This expression, it's just so funny. The creaking of the door out to the roof can be heard as soon as she says the words. A moment of silence falls over us as everyone's attention focuses on the figure appearing from it. Hanako slowly walks over to us. Her eyes spin to the ground, silently ruining the attention she's attracting. She chances just barely when her eyes meet Rin's. Hey, we got 4 people. 4 out of 6 of like the major characters. I can't help but raising an eyebrow as she walks over to us and sits next to me, doing her utmost to avoid looking up even as she brings her cafeteria bread to her mouth. So, how do you and Amy know each other anyways? Amy's somewhat well known around the school for athletic ability. She's the fastest member of the track and field team by some margin, even beating Miki Miura at the track field meet last week. Miki Miura, that tan girl from the front of my class. Considering her height and toned body, being able to beat her is quite an accomplishment. Aww. Looking over to Amy, it's very clear she's well aware of this fact. She beams proudly. So, Hisa, what was your score in English? Ouch. No comment. Boo. She puffs her cheeks and pouts, but it doesn't take long for her to bounce back. Alright, if I tell you mine, you'll have to tell me yours. Deal? Fine. Okay, on the count of 3, we both say our results. It's gonna be good, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. 32. He saw! Oh my god, he saw! He saw! You fucking... Oh my god. I beam a mischievous grin. Ah, evil. Aww. You said it, not me. Still, the fact that you managed an even lower score than me is kind of amazing. Grr. Angry Amy. Oh, how I've missed Amy's sprites. Grr, she looks and sounds like a small terrier growling at an intruder. I can't say it's the most threatening sight I've ever seen. She does give that vibe. Either way, scoring higher than 32 isn't something to boast about, much less scoring below it for any subject. Yes, Lily. Sorry, Lily. I could help you with your English if you'd like. It would be my pleasure to... No, that's fine, but I appreciate the thought, really. Lily looks slightly deflated, her hopes of imparting her knowledge dashed. Judging from her badly hidden laughter from the rest of us, neither she nor Amy seem to have garnered too much pity. As I sit happily laughing through, I feel my voice suddenly cut off as my chest clench. Oh, shit. I sit in silence for a few seconds, all my concentration focused on my heartbeat. It's only a small pain, but the ache feels like it's growing. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. I glance upward to try and keep some of my attention on my surroundings to see Amy suddenly freezing when she notices the expression of pain on my face out of the corner of her eye. Hey, Hisao, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I look back and redouble my efforts to try and stay calm, clutching my fists to try and dull the pain. It takes a short time, but the pain thankfully begins to fade. When I look back, there's only silence and pensive faces to be seen. I guess I'd better explain myself. Arrhythmia, it's fine. It's just a heart flutter. Are you sure? Should we get the nurse? You should. Taking her cue, Hanako quickly picks herself up and begins to dash to the door. Hanako, stop, Lily, I'm fine. You look like a wet, wrinkled tomato. Huh? As I bring my hand to my forehead, I feel like the beads of sweat gathered on it and dab them off of my cuff. Thanks, I told you I'm fine. I'm just kind of fragile, I guess. The entire atmosphere has changed from one of gaiety to downcast faces, the situation being far too awkward for anyone to know exactly how to react. And of course, the whole thing is thanks to me. It just had to happen now around others. Oh, Amy? She looks up, a box of juice halfway to her mouth. I haven't told you my score yet, have I? Yeah, well, you're half-born, so your score doesn't count anyway. Lifting an eyebrow, I inquisitively turn to Lily. What was your test result anyway? She gives a cheeky grin. 100%, perfect score. Oh! Lily's just, she's just, mood-breaking, I see. No way, all I could do is hang my mouth open and wonder. What do you mean? That's expected. Considering those tests are insane even for some native speakers, I can only imagine she's gone and done something like committing to mind parts of the dictionary. A gift for rote memorization, maybe. That's... See, only someone part 4 could get a score that good. See... Oh my god, Amy... Again, I think Amy has some I take that back. Amy's expressions are the sprites. I don't think I've ever seen this sprite in her route before. That's kind of weird. Lily and I grin at Amy's express, her reaction identical to mine when I first tripped on that little landmine. Lily's foreign ancestry does raise a point, though. Well, I guess Amy's color is actually orange in the thing here, not... I guess it is. She's more of a golden. She's more of a bronze blonde. I don't know if she's blonde in universe, but she's more like a pure gold, right? She's more like a bronzish color. Oh, that's right. You leave tomorrow for Scotland, don't you? What? That's correct. Amy heard some rumors about it. It seems word spreading quickly considering I only told a friend in class a couple of days ago. Must be nice to go halfway around the world on a holiday. Hey, could you buy me something while you're there? Don't be too shy now. Lily gives a half-hearted giggle, evidently fully expecting Amy's bluntness. Aw, have we combined our friend groups into two? That's awesome. The rest of the lunch continues much the same as before. The jauntiness from before, my heart flutters, thankfully returning in full. As everyone files off with the appropriate farewells, only Lily and I are left. Hey, Lily? She packs the last of her things into her bag and clips it shut before perking her head up slightly. Thanks for breaking the silence back there. Kinda wanted to stop it, but I really didn't know how to. As much as I'd like to sound less morose about it, the letter from yesterday, screwing up a test badly in class, and now my heart make things very hard indeed. She gives an indulgent smile and nods. I hope she hasn't picked up on it, but knowing her, it's unlikely that she hasn't. Amy's strong, but only her human. We do worry about you, Hisao. Hold on, why would I worry you? Her smiling face collapses, becoming uncomfortably serious. Hisao, you're not ignorant of your situation. Unlike... She suddenly cuts herself short, unsure of whether she should say what she intends to. I give a weak smile and rest my hand on her shoulder. Don't. It's enough that I worry about it. I don't want you all to shoulder my burden. But, if you worry about it, I would have to worry about your worrying, if that makes sense. I'm fine, okay? For a moment, she looks to be lost in thought, carefully pondering how to react. Do you have any paper left from your food's packaging? I think so. I'll just check. I rummage around my bag for the leftovers from lunch, eventually finding a paper square from my sandwich's package. My eyebrows raised and my expression rather quizzical, I gently place a square into Lily's hand. Without another word, she brings her finger around it to feel out its edges. This should be large enough. With both of us seated on the roof, the minutes to the lesson begin ticking away. She proceeds to lay the item on the ground and begin her work in earnest. Wrapped in silence, I watch her fingers move around the small square with amazing dexterity. A small fold here, a large fold there. Her fingertips keep a slow but sure pace. Looking up, her expression is calm and placid. The fact that her face is pointed well above the sheet in front of her makes the sight of her work all the more curious. Her shoulders slump a bit after finishing one final fold, her work apparently done. It's only when she holds the item up in her hands that I realize what it is. A small origami crane. Light brown thanks to packaging used, the result looks quite delicate and precise. You could do origami. I taught myself how to do it when I was younger. It improved my dexterity a bit. Huh. A little baffled, I take the small bird from the pale cupped hands as if it would break from the slightest breath. It seems to be folded quite well, and holds its shape easily. We both grab our bags and head out the door, Lily extending her cane as she does so. I hold Lily's handiwork up to my face for further inspection while we walk down the hallway, her hand running along the silver handrails for orientation. If she taught herself origami to improve her dexterity, with the use of her hands meaning so much given her condition. Ah, so that's it. I smile as I realize the bird's meaning. Everyone here has to find their own ways of dealing with their conditions. You aren't alone here when you have problems. Thanks, Lily. I appreciate this. She gives a sweet smile and a nod, not using words where none need to be used in her typical manner. All I ask is that you take care of yourself, Hisao. Don't worry, I will. Promise? Promise. And with that, we part ways. To be honest, I don't know what annoys me more, the fact that I could die at any moment, or the fact that everyone knows that. I guess I'll just take each day as it comes. As the unexpected present in my hand reminds me, I'm not alone here. Even though I may be like this, I'm not alone. If anyone worries, I'll smile. Smile for all their worries to go away. Well, that was good. A brief history of Thyme. Okay. I think that is a good place to wrap it up. Okay. So. Okay. Oh. It's almost been 2 hours, yeah? Yeah, I think that was a good stream. I really like that. I think this might be my favorite route. I'm just gonna say, I really like this. Okay, so, what is there to say? I hope you all enjoyed this video, folks. If you did, please leave a like, a subscribe, and a comment down below if you haven't done so already, and make sure to smash that bell if you haven't done so already. I like that a lot. That was good. That was really good. The sky's up, and you guys are awesome. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.